Alrighty, and we are live.
Looks back and forth. It's like, who's doing it?
Sort of live.
So, yes. Hi, my name is Ajane.
And I'm Jackie.
And we are back with another episode of To the Edge of the Sky developer commentary. Today we are going to do a little bonus scene before we get started because a fan actually voted for 8 and they were the only vote that existed, but we uploaded the other video too late, so we ended up choosing randomly, like with a coin flip, as you'll see in the previous video. But so we wanted to go back and do that, and also because that fan was like wanting to like pay respect to my mom, who's an 8 stan. So we're going to do 8 real quick.
Alrighty. As we move deeper into the building, it becomes clear that the pilot wasn't lying. There's a notable lack of people. The complete silence is creeping me out. Coming from someone with the class name Siren, it seems kind of ironic. It just feels like someone's gonna jump out at us. Do you want to talk then? If it'll ease your nerves. Well... fine, let's take a little break. 8 exhales and nods. Thanks. 8 isn't used to being on the front lines. I'm worried about Monarch back at Phase 2. Who's Monarch? 8's cat. He's so cute. He's the cutest thing ever. I'm sure he's fine. You know how capable he is. It's calming down over here. I bet he's fine.
Look out for trying to be supportive and nice.
I bet 4 is keeping an eye on Monarch. You're right. He's so smart and independent. 8 dramatically clutches his chest and staggers a few steps. Oh, but he always returns to me no matter what. I love him so much. Aw, I can see that. I can't wait to meet him. Oh, you want to meet him? I'll show him to you as soon as I can. I smile back at this cute person before me in some disbelief he's a deadly operative. Hey, 8? Yeah? Is it okay if I ask you a question? Go ahead.
How do you like being operative? Because
Yeah.
I can't remember what he says.
So, how do you like being a phase operative? I like it. Really? What do you like about it? What isn't there to like? I don't know. I mean, I haven't been here long, so probably plenty of stuff. It's a stressful job at the least. Well, what I know is what I do like. What's that? When people wrap themselves around my little finger. You mean like that with that pilot? Was that because of your abilities? They work on everyone, you know. It begins to lean in towards me. I move back instinctively. Do you want to see? I don't have time to respond before suddenly 6 is pushing 8's shoulder. But hey. Whoa, same for Kairos, huh? Yeah. What the hell just happened? I make a mental note to be more careful around 8 from now on.
Okay, so that was 8's scene, and some of you probably know that I'm going to be releasing 8's POV next. I don't know when it'll be. It's just whenever. Like, I'm doing so many multiple projects right now that I just pick certain things up and put them down whenever. But it'll contain his POV from the scene where like 7 gets like pulled on top of him, because that was such a big controversial scene. So I wanted to show what was going through 8's head, and that's obviously like his iconic scene within the game. So please look forward to that, and let's get back into chapter 1. Okay, so we are now on chapter 1. Let's go.
A trap? But how? Are you kidding me? Before anyone can respond, there's a sudden sound behind us. Arg! The 3 of us in the room all turn towards it. Like, what? Well, all of us except for Zero, who keeps his eyes trained on the magician, because she is, in fact, very deadly
because
still.
He's a professional.
And he is the only professional in the room, apparently.
Well, he's got her at gunpoint, so it's his job.
Yeah, I activate my comms. Guys? Hey, be careful! 4's voice cuts off mid-sentence. 4? Took him long enough. Who? Like I'd tell you. It was worth a shot. Zero, keep an eye on Magician.
Yo, 6 is so pretty.
I know.
Sorry, it just hit me.
I'm going to check on the others. Got it. Zero looked so distressed. 6 turns to leave through the doors we had entered through, but they burst open all on their own. This is the famous scene. An unexpected scene plays out before us as several men come stumbling in. Icarus has his arms thrown around Nine's neck as the taller man struggles to get him off him. But behind Icarus, 3 is...
Yes.
hitting Icarus in the head over and over again.
Like, he's doing what he needs to do to get the job done.
He's doing his best. Stop hitting me.
He's just like, what the heck? He's just like, what the heck, bro?
Stop hitting me. Wouldn't you just go down already?
So...
Which is fair. 8 and 5 follow the men in, their faces both annoyed and anxious, like they really can't do anything. They're just like,
they're just support, encouragement.
2 and 3. Let go of our leader. When I shake off the surprise of the almost comical scene, I see 6 already rushing over to jump into the fray. But then a red blur streaks by out of the corner of my eye. I spin around to see the Magician throwing a punch right at Zero.
So, like, with the comical scene that ended up being, like, such a popular meme moment within the fandom, I just remember really vividly writing at, like, between 1 and 3 a.m., and I was just trying to, like, get it done, and I was just like, you know what, whatever. like the thought came in my head. I was like, what are these guys going to be doing? And I was like, well, I mean, I guess, like, Icarus could be, like, you know, I guess he'd be trying to go after the leader, all right? So that makes sense. And then I was like, but, like, they're not going to let him go after the leader. And I was like, wait, there's no combat fighters. So he's going after the leader. There's no combat. And I was like, well, who has, like, you know, like, the actual, like, aggression level needed to be attacking anyway? And it was 3, of course. And then the others, you know, they can't do anything. So and then 9 was from behind, so he couldn't do much. This is how non-combatants roll when the combatants are away.
This is what happens when you have no fighters.
So anyway, it was a random meme scene. I didn't expect it to be like such a great scene to people, but like that's what happens when you just let creativity flow and your brain just do whatever. I just didn't care. I was just like, whatever.
Try to keep the party balanced, people.
Yeah. I mean, they were balanced. It's just unexpected elements came in.
Especially to you D&D players. You know who you are.
I mean, if that's the case, then we would have to include all MMOs, honestly.
Balance the party.
Yeah.
The party split was just so bad. Alright, I read it already. And she's way too close for him to fire the guns he's holding. Zero, look out! I reach out towards him even as I move. But it's too late. I can't stop it. The Magician's fist connects with his chest. I can see Zero's body shake with the force of the blow. Dang, this chick's strong.
Yeah.
But he doesn't move, not even a little.
But he's stronger.
Oh. He keeps the Magician's guns firm in his hands. She stares at him, her eyes wide behind her mask. Still running towards the 2, I can hear Zero's labored breathing as he looks down at her.
Like, she's like, that should have floored that man, but he's literally just standing there like a rock. She just doesn't know how to handle this right now.
Most people would have actually gone down.
Right.
Is that all you got? Thought a Valkyrie would hit harder. Alrighty.
We're playing premium.
Premium.
So you guys will get to see some premium scenes. I'm not sure which ones I want to show yet though, but I'll show this one.
This one crazy. Not bad. What I've heard about the Zero Initiative might not be all bullshit after all. What have you heard?
She's so shook. Like,
what have you heard? Oh, nothing much. Just that you might not be as dull as you look. Maybe not the most stable soldier around. Stable? Although Zero doesn't say a word, I can tell that she struck a nerve by the way he stiffens. That's all the warning either me or the Magician has before Zero tosses the guns to the ground.
Oh my gosh.
Straight up. In the next instant, he snaps out his arm and wraps his big hand around the Magician's thin neck.
When you talk
Zero?
too much and you made a mistake, it was at this moment she knew. She effed up.
Zero? Is he going to kill her? The magician's hands clutch at Zero's on her throat, but she might as well be trying to pry off steel. Zero! The magician's eyes roll back in her head, and her body goes limp. Yo,
he just over here like
choked her out, like. Yo, he just choked her out. The second it does, Zero lets go. The magician drops to the ground. Not hesitating this time, I run over to Zero. I look down at the magician's body. She's not dead. It's just a nerve pinch. A nerve pinch? Sure, that's what I'm gonna say next time I choke somebody out. It's just a nerve pinch. She's like, okay. Alright, she's not dead, but he's not looking at me now. Are you alright? Fine.
When you know that they're not fine, but when you can't say it.
Mm-hmm.
But, so that scene, I remember, it was kind of random. It wasn't in the plans as well. Like, I think it came up as part of the like 3 a.m. thing. But,
some of the best stuff is at 3 a.m.
It can be. Sometimes the worst stuff's at 3 a.m.
Sometimes the worst stuff's at 3 a.m.
But, so it came to me randomly because, like, they know a lot more. Kairos knows a lot more about Phase than Phase knows about Phase. The operatives don't know as much as Kairos, you know, so, and obviously that was a trigger point for him, and I thought it'd be interesting to give premium players that additional extra knowledge. I have more I could say about it, but I won't. Ha ha ha. I will write about it in a book, perhaps. Let us go on.
I don't get to say anything more before 9 calls out to us. Guys, talk later. We need to retreat. That's right. We don't know what High Priestess is planning, or if this place is really empty. We have to get back to the roof.
I just imagine I just imagine like one of those scenarios where it's like you go into an empty building and there's actually like 1,000 people in there.
Yeah.
That would be terrifying. What were you gonna say about Icarus?
He's just there. I'll take this guy with us.
Because it's like he's just like hauled him up. It's like this is my prisoner.
Leave the magician though. She's too much trouble. You think I'll come along that easily? I know you will. Six moves his arm almost imperceptibly, but Icarus lets out a short but pained yell. I'm looking forward to finding out how you got here. But for now, let's move quickly. Poor Icarus. Our escape path decided, we rush out of the room, headed towards the rooftop. Hut, 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 hut. After navigating Kairos' buildings, twists and turns, we finally make it back out onto the rooftop. I bend over, panting a little from our prolonged yet rushed exit. We're close to the airship now. I can't believe we didn't come across anyone. I'm glad we didn't. Yes, but it is worrisome.
This is so random, right? But like Five's like sprite, like the sprite being the character you see on the screen, it took me so long to get him the right size because he's like, you know, and like he would be like clipping people, and then like if I put too much space in between it, like it would be like he's pushing both characters off the screen. And I was like, well, why do you have to be like, I'm the one who like asked for that pose, I think. And I'm like, why do you have to be so fabulous? And of course there's 7 with her elbow, so it was like they're like I'm glad they're overlaying each other. That's what they should be doing, just like that. Yes, because before they were just like, you know, together with the elbows and it was looking weird like at all times.
Yeah, random,
but yeah, just finally. Also, like sometimes I'd size him too small, his head would be really small, or he'd be really big, and Five was the hardest one.
Why? You think it's a trap?
It's always a trap.
Hey.
Man, you know, I just realized that their hair's parted on the same side.
Wow.
They kind of look like they could be brothers.
Yeah, right. We got company. I'm suddenly aware that we're not alone on the roof. You just love spoiling surprises, don't you, Six?
That's his job description.
Bet you're real fun at parties. She got a stank face under her mask.
Yeah.
Seriously, you again? I thought you might be missing me. Who'd ever miss a heartbeat like you? Mind you, this is 8 we're talking about. He don't hate nobody normally. Honestly. But then she's over here and he's like, I can't stand her.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Somehow the woman we left passed out cold in the lobby is already back up. And this time, there's a huge black cannon hefted on her shoulders. Just a big old thing. And of course it's aimed at us. As she stares us down the sights of it, I can sense that she has no intent to hold back this time. Put simply, she's pissed. But so am I. I'm tired of you, and you're in our way.
To be honest, Seven doesn't get mad at anyone either.
She
just triggered everybody.
Triggered everyone.
This is why 4 is so angry, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh. I'm done playing. I focus my Augs, and everything slows down. The cannon can hit a large area, but she still has to aim it somewhere. The magician's eyes flit towards Zero, and the cannon moves slightly towards him. She's like mad. She like big mad.
Big mad.
She's big mad. It's so brief, it's likely any normal person would have missed it. Of course, he's the one who KO'd her. Hurt her pride, I guess. So she's temperamental and not quite so irrational then. Without another thought, I throw my whole body at Zero. Sorry, Zero! With my Augs activated and time slowed for me like this, I can see Zero's eyes shift from Mags to me. For a second, his body tenses, and I think he might actually be getting ready to throw me to the side. But then our eyes meet for just a moment, and I can see understanding dawn on his confused face.
Because it's like he's got instincts, right?
Yeah.
So like instincts are like incoming thing being, and it's like
yeah, get teammate out of the
Yeah.
way. But then it's like teammates getting you out of the way.
right.
Sorry, Zero. Full body.
We have to really trust somebody to let them collide their entire body, you know.
He tenses, but doesn't make any other motions as I collide right into him. Using my force to propel us both, I grab onto his jacket the moment I get close enough. We roll away just as an explosion hits the spot where Zero was just standing.
That was a pretty good explosion. Thanks, past me, for finding that sound effect.
With us tumbling like this, I can't stop back and look. Not even when a second explosion goes off behind us. What was that? Was someone hit? There's no way she could have recharged a weapon that fast. Frustrated by how long everything seems to be taking, I deactivate my Augs.
Because like Augs put everything in like slow motion time, like your perception. So she's just like done with that, and you see what's going on.
Smoke everywhere. The second we come to a stop, I sit up and look back towards where the explosion went off.
So like this background, like I painted it, like literally, like I
Painted
mean, I used the
there.
brush. Yeah, I used the smoke brush, but like it's just. It took so long to get it to looking right for me. Like it took too long, but I still like it. It looks nice.
But there's so much smoke I can't actually see anything. All I can hear is coughing and sounds of confusion. I shouldn't move. I can end up becoming a bigger target if I do. I hope everyone's alright. I feel the ground move beneath me and look down. The ground's actually Zero. Oh my gosh, he's blushing. I can barely see his face on the smoke, but he isn't looking at me. I can tell he doesn't look happy though. Oh, I'm sorry.
He's just not used to having grown women.
I lightly hop off him, feeling guilty. Still lying down, Zero covers his face for a moment. He gently smacks his cheeks with both hands several times. Oh man, this poor guy. He's so embarrassed.
She said, "Are you okay?
You good? You good, fam?" Alright, okay, so he just like popped up. Alright,
Yes.
Cool. Zero just popped up instead of taking her hand because he's way too embarrassed.
He doesn't want to touch anything to do with her right now. He needs some time.
He's fine. It's like, I'm fine, I'm good. I nod and go back to trying to see through the smoke.
Poor Zero. Like
oh my gosh.
He's so mortified. He's not, used to having, like any
Grown,
member.
attractive woman
she was sitting on him for a while. She's looking around. He's just like dying.
Screams.
He's like, I didn't consent to this.
Alright, so we're trying to look through the smoke, and something's definitely there. Alright. Metal gleaming through the smoke. Shing! Alright, this is a long metal thing, something. There's an arm actually attached to an axe or a scythe or something. There's a Grim Reaper. Okay, cool. Alright, I'm scared. That's dope. Another Kairos agent? As the smoke continues to clear, I hear the others shouting out Zero and I's names, asking if we're alright. I know we only have seconds of cover left anyway, if the person doesn't already know we're here. It's better if they know we're here so they can help. We're okay, but there's someone here. The tall figure finally moves, and the wisps of smoke part around them.
Honestly.
I let out a small gasp with the presence before me.
Honestly.
All I can sense is radiating power. This one's way more dangerous than the magician. I can't help but feel fear at the tall, muscular being before me.
This is like, man.
Solid.
Yeah.
And then metal, like.
Exactly. It's gonna be torn apart.
Especially when she easily lifts her giant scythe and sweeps it across the air between us. Just. Literally just. I don't even have time to move. It just blows it away.
Honestly.
The air blows my hair in every direction. And gets rid of the smoke and stuff, and she gets in front of Zero, but Zero's like, no. Clenching my fists, I glare at his back. Come on, man. I'm part of Team 2.
Exactly.
This kid.
She's really mad.
But for all intention, the person pays us no mind, instead talking to herself. Can't see for shit in all this smoke, and of course there's no wind tonight.
That's why she's just getting rid of herself.
Just doing it herself.
Remember,
doing it.
Everybody, 10 is a they, but I will call 10 she, because she doesn't mind that from people who know her. But she's the only character like that I have so far who's consented to that.
I also refer to 10 as a they for the most part. I'm just saying she because it's in the script right now. But I'm certain she's fled already. Coward.
Fun fact about 10's face. 10's face actually... So 10 was actually the subject of kind of like a competition or contest. I had to just select a new artist. So I had... I received, very blessed. I received like hundreds of applications to replace the other artists we had. And I was so like lucky. I was able to receive like applications from really big BTS fan artists, and it was so hard to decide. Like most people, I was like, no, it's not gonna work out. It was like clear it wasn't gonna work out. But like I had like a couple of awesome finalists, and I was like, yo, I can't like decide. So I gave a test, and I was like, all right, I want to see. Like I gave them a sketch of 10. From Dominique or Dow Art, and then I was like, I want to see like how you interpret her because 10's unusual. 10 is androgynous. 10 is has dark skin, and these are things that people struggle with typically. And 10 had metal like arms, like it was just like a big test. And working with that color palette is also hard. So it was like 10 was a great test, and I was like, I want to see it. And then non-con man or Diaz, he won. So to speak. He had like a CG, like an illustration, full color illustration. Like he worked on 8 hours.
Dang.
And of 10's face, and I was like floored. Like it was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted. And he just gave it to me almost like nothing, as if it was nothing for him. But, oh yeah, I worked a while on this. What do you think? And then Zhao Huey was our second runner up, and so she became the second artist because like her version was nice, but it like didn't capture the exact way I wanted 10, but his did. So what he did was then when it came time to make 10, he used that illustration to actually be her face. So like that's the illustration he used, what you're looking at. He modified it into the sprite.
That is her face.
That's why her like face, if anyone like will notice, like has so much detail. Like it's hard to see in the game, but like on a computer you see more. It's got more shading. It's got more. Her makeup is just like her eyes.
It does look different. It does actually. Now that I'm looking.
So and the body was done by Adia, the third place runner up, who I already had hired just on the fact that he did like incredible like work for outfits and bodies and stuff. So I just wanted someone who was going to fit the face more. So like 10 is like the only character that has that kind of backstory going on. It's awesome. I think
it's really cool. Coward. Oh well, she won't get far with those kinds of injuries. Relaxing, I tilt my head as the woman's eyes pass over Zero and I without any interest. Are you looking for the magician too? 9 appears from the remaining smoke beside the yellow-clad person as if on cue. Of course they are. This is Operative 10, leader of Phantom Beta. Oh, and it's probably best if I tell you now that 10 prefers neutral pronouns.
Like, 9's just trying to avoid you getting killed.
Please, let's not get killed. You're new here. I'm just gonna keep you alive. Another voice speaks from beside me, and I jump. Again. I can't pick up any readings here beside us. I think both Mags and Icarus got away in that second explosion. Even if she did, she'll be dead soon enough. Don't bother thinking I missed her with a weapon this big in close quarters.
Just like miss me with that. With that assumption.
Miss me with that. Although, I do like to see the bodies as much as anyone.
I don't know what her expression is, but I'm pretty sure I know what her expression is.
I know exactly what their expression is. Gotta confirm the kill after all. I swallow, suddenly feeling very out of place.
Yep, there's her expression.
There it is, yeah. That explosion. What happened? What do you think happened? I saved your asses. 10 kicks something, and I hear the sound of metal grating against metal. I look down to see the pieces and ashes of that cannon all over the ground. Whoa. How did they do that without hurting themselves, much less anyone else? Well, I don't know why or how you're here, but we're grateful for that. 8 emerges from my other side, and I clutch my heart. Listen, 7, you gotta, like, get on the level. All your teammates are gonna sneak up on you and kill you one day.
She was just very distracted by 10. Like, 10 was, like, just overwhelming for her in that moment.
If even I can get close to you, you should really work on your perception, you know. It's been a really long night, you know. Of course. But if a little smoke and mirrors is all that's needed to get your guard down, you'll let just about anyone get close.
This is innuendo. This is double meaning. Hint, 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 hint.
Oh my gosh.
It's 8 saying things.
Shut up, 8.
It's a warning. It's a warning.
5 appears on the other side of 8 and nods. It's important to be aware of your surroundings. You too, 5. Et tu, Brute. 3's voice comes from next to 9 across from us.
Look, so 5's face is telling me that they're having PTSD backstories. Yeah. So I remember now.
Poor
5 was
5.
thinking about something specific.
Poor 5.
About messing up.
Aw. Alright. Coming from you, that almost sounds like a joke. Ugh, we don't have time for your banter. We need to get out of here. There may be more reinforcements coming. 10 is right. Let's get to the airship fast. I can see the best in the smoke. Follow me. 6 gives us no time to argue and begins heading towards the airship. With no other choice, we rush off after 6. When we get inside, we all head straight for the cockpit. But the pilot isn't there anymore. Do you think she went inside after we came in? Most likely. This is her home. So what are we gonna do now? Leave? 10 hops into the pilot seat. I'll pilot. One of you can scan the ship to make sure there's no stowaways. What do we do if there are? 10, already moving quickly to check the systems, doesn't hesitate to respond. We throw them off. 9 sighs. 10.
They're so tall.
They are.
Tall and purple.
Prepare for takeoff. 10 ain't having none of his whining. What do you need us to do? Get to an area if you know what you're doing. Otherwise, sit your ass down. What?
He did not listen.
3.
He did not sit his ass down.
3 is cut off on the ground. The ground shakes and there he goes. He forcibly sat his ass down. And 7 grabs onto everything else. He's like, we moving already? Come on, 3. Holding onto a nearby chair, 8 bends down and helps 3 up. Everyone, you heard 10. Find a seat. I'll do the scan and then go double check the ship with 0 once we're up in the air. Do you need me to help? You stay here. I can see that you're exhausted. Get some rest, okay? As soon as he says it, I realize once again that I really am. In no position to argue, I find a seat and sit down. I push off my hood and finally take off my arrow, rubbing the bridge of my nose. The airship vibrates and that unsettling feeling that I've left some part of me down on the ground below sets in. I hate that feeling. I close my eyes.
I think
Off we go.
I think this is a good place to stop.
Yeah.
So extra like bonus information time.
Ooh, bonus information time.
Okay, so extra information time. The thing I remembered, 10 was, so like 10's backstory. 10 was originally, I actually dreamed about 10. I dreamed about 10 and my dreams are pretty crazy. And it was like a sci-fi thing where 10 wasn't 10, but like 10 was like this black guy with like cybernetics, and like there was like part of a team of heroes, and there was crazy stuff going on, but like Ten's presence was so intense. And then like at the same time during my dream, like Ten started to change more to like a feminine appearance. So I realized that Ten was like androgynous. And I remember I was talking to, I ended up seeing Dao art like post, like, I didn't see it. Actually, one of my former coworkers saw it, and they were like, did you see this picture? And they showed it to me separately. They didn't know about my dream, but then like I saw the picture and I was like, wow, this looks so much like the person in my dream. So I asked Dao art for, like I actually asked her if I could use that character design for Ten, for a new character, and she said yes, and she also worked with me to like change it to fit Ten, because that was her own OC, her own character, and then we changed it to fit Ten. So her OC was named Rain. In addition to that, there's another character that actually looked kind of similar to Ten that was from an anime. I'm a big anime fan. I grew up watching anime. Mostly old school stuff. I don't know what's on these days. I'm old, but there's a character from an anime called Razafon, and she was a pilot, and she's like tough talking pilot, and so she looks kind of similar to Ten. She has kind of similar to Ten vibes, and I'll show her picture here. But so I didn't end up like consciously basing it off of her, but like, and when it came to decide what kind of person Ten was, I ended up giving her some of the traits of that character. Her name was Elvie. And I also thought it was cool because that was one of the first people of color I'd ever seen in an anime back then. That wasn't like some caricature or whatever, especially for like a woman of around my skin tone with Elvie. So I ended up, I just always liked Elvie. She was a really cool character. She was a minor character, and that anime is pretty relatively obscure. So that's Ten's backstory. So dreams, different character, ended up accessing someone else's mind. I think Ten is a really special character, and I can't wait to do more with Ten in future content one day. So Jackie ended up leaving to go to the bathroom, so I decided to do this part by myself to finish up, but I hope you enjoyed it. So next time we'll continue on with chapter 1 part 2, and why don't you leave a comment if you enjoyed this, if you want us to see any other bonus scenes, or if there's any particular premium scenes you would like us to show you guys later on. So and please leave a like and make sure to subscribe so you know when we come out with a new video. So thank you. Bye.